What's going on, Mr. Godfrey?
I'm in the United Kingdom in London. I just couldn't leave you guys alone though, so I just can't quit you. And here I am at 2 a.m. I know somewhere.
So you're right at your regular time of day where you're usually hanging out.
I'm keeping my sleeping pattern intact.
Okay, I appreciate that. Got to stay true to yourself, Godfrey.
Yep. And we got a really good guest on tonight, so I was like, let's make it happen. Let's have 3 different time zones on at the same time. We're covering probably 75% of the earth right now. So
yeah.
we give you a clue. And I have some stuff to show you guys later, some chocolates that you'll never see in the United States. That's a Nestle's Dubai bar. You didn't think they made that, did you? Look at this Milky Way right here. Do you ever see that Milky Way? Nope, you have not.
What makes it?
It's just different because there's no caramel in there. It's just like straight chocolate.
Is that like a Charleston?
Nope. It's like a Milky Way, but it's not a Charleston show. So, and we got the Mars bar.
Oh, I think that'd be my favorite there.
It's ribbed for your pleasure, Christian. It's the Mars bar duo.
Perfect. Just the way I like it, Godfrey. Thanks. Might as well fly off the cuff under 2 minutes. Keep the record going.
Yep. So yeah, man, it's been going good. I'm here till Monday. We seen castles. I've taken some pictures. I've given some bio bars out. I've got to meet with someone tomorrow. I don't know. Just it's wild. It's been spreading the love. I've been having people sniff bio bars at pubs, like English people, and it's funny when they do it. I have a friend named Dennis that's German, and I let him smell 4 at a time because I didn't want to have like 12 sample bars in my cargo shorts. So I picked 4 he thought he would like, and the first 4 I gave him, it looked like he smelled a fresh fart in church. Now keep in mind, he's an uppity, like I don't want to say uppity. He's really easy to get along with, but he's a German guy, very, very kind of proper with the way he does stuff.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, and I knew looking at him, I was like, this guy's got to be a new car nectar guy. I just know, I could tell who's new car nectar. And I let him go Sugar Plum Daddy. He was like, oh, it's okay. It's a little sweet. Okay. I was insulted because I like Sugar Plum. Fresh AF I went with. Then I let him smell the iced out. He started to bridge way. Once had him bridge into the iced out, he was like, oh, yes, I think I like that a little. Not quite what I like, but and I got him to settle on New Car Nectar and Lament.
Really?
Yep. I found a Lament fan all the way. I came to England, and they're out there. They love the Lament.
Okay.
UK, adopt Lament as your official country scent. Let's do it. But anyway.
I'm a big fan that he was a fan of New Car. You know how I feel about car.
You want to hear something funny? He doesn't even fucking drive. But okay. He likes
Godfrey, we didn't even make it to 4 minutes this week.
I'm on vacation. It doesn't count. Come on.
Congratulations, Godfrey. You now are going to make us have to do a giveaway at the end of the episode.
Yes. Well, let's listen. Without further ado, let's introduce our guest. I think it's a big guest, but all of our guests are big guests. But some of you guys,
cool, man. This guy's killing it.
I'm just going about people that were in my inbox, going like, "Let's go!" Like that's literally. I got like 5 messages like that on TikTok. I'm not lying. And I feel like some of those people are listening now. So without further ado, we're going to bring in Mr. Dirty to Dreamy himself, Jonathan.
No pressure. No pressure at all.
No pressure at all. You got the nicest beard in the building tonight. Hats off. Godfrey, give that man a round of applause, please.
Yeah, for the beard, he needs that for sure.
I mean, it's rounded, it's full, it's looking lavish and lush.
Yeah. I mean, I'm listen.
I got beard envy, bro. I got beard envy.
Beard envy.
It takes a lot of work. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of punish and polish on that beard. Just that takes some work, man. That takes some work.
So let me ask you. I mean, when you get a longer beard.
Oh, you froze for a second there. What was the question?
Let's go.
You blow dry.
Don't know. I just tap it with a towel, and then I wait for it to dry, and then I actually use a straightener.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that thing was mighty straight, dude.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody lags out and they miss a question, I'm just gonna play this.
I like it. I like it.
So that can happen. But listen, guys, we're in 3 different time zones. It's 2 a.m., 2:06 a.m. where I'm at. Christian, it's 9:06, and where Jonathan's at, it is 6:06.
6:06. Yep.
So we're going from Washington State to London. We're covering a big area right here. I think that's pretty cool. So, you know what I mean? The show must go on. So I would either have been at home on a Biobombs TikTok, according to Christian.
Nah, you've been a lot better lately, Gabri.
I've just been too busy to be on there. But listen, as we get close to SEMA, we'll do some earlier TikTok lives because it's fun being with the community and all that, talking to everybody. It's important. And part of the reason we have Jonathan on the show is because we feel from afar he does a lot for the community to help build them up, and we think that's very important in the detailing world because there's a lot more people that try to tear down than build up, right? We want to build here, right? And if you can build an individual to learn a skill, be better at what they already know, polish and punish, something like that, and right. That's a great thing, right? But we're bringing him on here. You guys know who he is. We want to ask him some questions, but you guys get to know him better. Like, what got you into the detailing game? Like, I know you told me you worked at Firestone. I have my own opinions on Firestone, so this is pretty interesting. But you were in Firestone before you got into the detail world, or were you doing both, or you were always dabbling in the detail world on the side? Or
I've always cleaned things. When I was a kid, actually, I bought a carpet shampooer. I had a paper route at 11 years old, and I bought a carpet shampooer and did all my mom's carpets. Huge mistake. Don't get me wrong, because she saw how good they looked, and she's like, "Okay, now that's your chore. You need to do that every month."
Wow, she undercut you like that? She was just like, "Yo, this is free."
No pay or anything. That's why I don't work for family.
Did she at least drive you around in her car when you needed to make the money trips? At least was that?
Of course. And Dad woke up on the days I didn't want to get up, and he did my paper route, so I can't complain. But yeah, I've always been obsessed with personally. Like carpets was my first little itch, like my OCD twitch, and then I got into paint correction with my dad when I was younger. Sanded a 1980 Power Wagon that we painted with rattle cans, and just made a finish that everybody was like, "How did you do that?" I was like, "Well, we rattle canned it in sandpaper." And we did everything by hand. So the only thing, like when I started the company and started detailing on the side and stuff, is like learning the machines and things, because I had always done everything by hand. But no, I've been cleaning my whole life.
Typically, most guys that get involved with it, I mean, people on occasion just get involved because they see it a good business opportunity. But most of the people that get involved, at least from my experience, are all people that have always enjoyed kind of cleaning to begin with. Yeah. There's something gratifying about going from dirty to clean. It's just the way it is. Dirty to dreamy.
Dirty to dreamy.
Yeah. I was just going to say it was a bad drop on my part.
That was a good solid drunk night coming up with that. I couldn't figure out what the second word was going to be in my roommate.
Let's jump into that, because that's one of my favorite questions. The inspiration behind your company name. So there's 2 explanations I'm going to need from here about the Academy and Dirty to Dreamy.
Yeah, there's definitely two different inspirations. Dirty to Dreamy for me was when I started the company and officially launched the company. I was just tired of making everybody else millions of dollars. I worked for Best Tire Center. I opened 7 places for them, did the layouts, put the machines in, did all their SOPs, filmed video content with their SOPs to make CBLs and training modules, and then got fired because the owner found out I was gay. Can't really prove that, but I know the meeting went very awkwardly, and I left, and 2 weeks later, he found a reason to get rid of me. So I was like, you know what? I'm done. I've worked for over 20 shops. I don't want to work for people that are dishonest anymore. I want to open my own thing. And Andrew was in Utah with his family, his Mormon folks, and called him, was like, "Hey, I just got fired." I was a mess. I was crying, thought I had my dream job. And he's like, really? What are we going to do? I said, I don't know. And like 3 days later, I was like, I'm going to start detailing cars. I've got a Bissell Mean Green cleaner. I love cleaning carpets. Let's do this. I like polishing cars, waxing cars. So I started Dirty to Dreamy. And I was very ignorant of the internet at the time. I thought mobile, nobody did it. I thought I came up with the idea. So I went full in on it and started doing live videos because I knew business and stuff. So I started doing live videos in the groups and on social media and stuff. And it just took off. And that was the inspiration for Dirty to Dreamy. I was just tired of working for corporate. The inspiration for Polish and Punish is quite different, though. I've worked in customer service and automotive for 23 years, and no one walks into an automotive repair shop happy to be there. I dealt with people swinging at me, throwing batteries at me, cussing me out, calling me a liar. I tried to give, I mean, I've got several stories that have gone viral.
What city were you working in at the time, bro?
Washington, man. I mean, New York too. I mean, upstate New York, but Washington actually.
Yo, people get salty when they think you're dicking their car, man. Like, you know, they're like, yeah, people. I am very distrustful of mechanics. I have a very specific relationship with mechanics. Like, I trust you. I let you work on my car. Like, I might let you borrow my house for like a month straight. That's how much I trust you for my mechanic. So, if I have to get a new mechanic, it's a life event for me. It's a damn life event. But
well, that's everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's had somebody attached to them or themselves that have been screwed over by a mechanic, car dealership, whatever. I actually use that when I'm coaching people too. It's like everybody gets all much when somebody says how much. It's like the reason why they're asking how much is because they've been screwed over so many times by the automotive industry. All they care about is how much they're about to get screwed for.
Yeah, how much is a buying question too, and it's not always negative. It's how much, because I'm interested in paying for it, even though I might not want to. I'm still interested, you know, when it comes to those repairs.
Well, I think that like having like being a mobile detailer is the same, like it's along the same lines as like with a mechanic. Like when you start to trust your detailer and or your mechanic, you feel a lot more comfortable with the price points that they're going to give you. So like your job as the detailer is to make sure that you're not only selling yourself, but actually, in my opinion, like giving your potential customer something that they can believe in, trust, feel like they're getting good value from. And I think that's all part of kind of like what it is that you teach, Jonathan, in your training weekends or however you call them, you know?
1,000%.
I want to ask you a question about this because I think you really understand this, having come from a service advisor world into the detailing world. And when I talk to, you know, I'm not, as people know, I'm not a professional detailer. I'm not going to tell you how to clean an interior. I might ask you how to and fail miserably, but as far as sales go, I've been doing sales for a lot of years and retail and a lot of similar settings. Sounds like Jonathan, just different products. And I do feel the boat that a lot of mobile detailers and detailers miss in general is how to properly upsell and build value in their services to their customers, instead of backpedaling and being afraid that they're giving them too high of a price. And I try to always tell them there's no such thing as the low high. It's called the high low. If you go higher, then you can go lower. If you go lower, you can't go higher. It's a harder proposition. I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like that's something that detailers miss out on a lot as far as how to grow their business, is the sales aspect of it, and give you the excuse of, I'm just not a salesperson?
You know the pages, right? You know I get aggressive with certain things. I'm gonna answer that question to say, if you are not offering the upsell, you're not a professional. That's how I feel about it. And there's a reason. Like, you go into an automotive repair shop and you go in for an oil change, and this is part of my loathing. And I never finished why I named it Polish and Punish. There's a level of disdain that happened over the course of 23 years that I have some bitterness towards. Just pardon my French, but shitty people. And Polish and Punish allows me, it's basically like Dick's Resort in Las Vegas. I make fun of you. It's part of the contract. When you sign to have your car detailed, I actually have a contract that's the Bill of Rights, that you release your rights to me and I'm going to make fun of you on social media. That all started from a customer. But take me back. What was the actual question? I strayed. Sorry.
No, what the actual question is are you think they're missing the boat on,
like, in regards to upselling
the
themselves?
upsells.
Yeah, on the
Well,
upside, because I think I hear the conversation when I'm talking in the community about pricing. What do you price? What's the guy pricing down the street? How do you price this? Who's pricing it? Why lose customers? Etc. All under that umbrella of
so
pricing.
in automotive repair, and a lot of my knowledge comes from running shops, right? So you brought a car in, you got an oil change. I didn't check anything. I did the oil change, it left, and the check engine light comes on 10 minutes down the road. Whose fault is that?
So wait, you didn't do the oil, you did the oil change.
So we change the oil on a car. We touch nothing else. We change a filter, change the oil. It's full to capacity. It's been double checked. Nothing we did in the oil change is wrong. Drives down the road, and 10 minutes later, the check engine light comes on.
I feel like this is a trick question, so I'm going to give the trick question answer. I feel like that might be the tech's fault for not running a diagnostic on the car before it lasts.
So now I have to do a diagnostic included with an oil change?
All right. Well, the reasonable side of me says that's the customer's responsibility to take care of the car.
And that's where the trick is, right? It's no one's. It was an oil change. I did the oil change. You left, but because of human nature, if you had a bad day, suddenly you're mad at me and you're blaming me for your check engine light.
That happens all the time.
We get that.
We all do that to each other subconsciously and not even mean it.
I could tell you our check engine light here at Biobombs. I'm going to let you know that right now. And some of you guys aren't going to like it, but I don't care. I put a mini in my steamer and it broke my steamer. Nah, dog, it didn't break your steamer. Your steamer wasn't maintenance properly, and therefore it's not working because there's mineral buildup in the line. And the mini didn't magically break your steamer. It's because you've been abusing it for the last year. And now you're like,
when you decide to use it,
I want you to replace it. So yeah, no, that's our check engine light here at Biobombs. Would you agree, Chris?
So in your situation, there's an upsell there where you create a tab that cleans the steamer.
Well, that's the crazy thing.
Or something, right?
Biobomb Mini does clean the steamer, believe it or not.
Well, there you go. But that's what the inspection is. That's what the upsell is. Whether they say yes, they say no, they say whatever. I'm saying, hey, you purchased a level 2 interior and exterior detail. Like I know you watch my content. I heard you say that at checkout. Mm-hmm. What I post mostly is like my top tier services. Those are $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Is that what you're looking for out of this $400 service? Oh, no, I'm not. Okay, cool. Because see, here's some things that I noticed that we should probably take care of that would make the car look a heck of a lot better. Like your headlights, that's a safety issue. We really should restore those. You got a ton of water spots and buildup on your windshield. That's not good at nighttime. You're not going to be able to see. So safety items first. I learned that in automotive repair. Safety items first, and then we move on to other recommendations. You can say no to all of it. I don't care if you buy any of it, but by saying no to it, it sets a clear expectation of what you're actually going to be buying. And that's why I think a true professional will always pitch some sort of upsell, or at least if there's 100%. Nothing to upsell, call and say, I looked at the whole car and honestly, I can't sell you anything else. It's all in great shape. You picked the perfect service. I'll have it done in 4 hours.
Yeah,
I agree. It should be part of it.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I tell guys all the time, like when they're sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. But even with our guys, it's like, if we do odor removal, right? Like it's an easy no-brainer. Someone's calling you, they have a problem with the smell in the car, you can charge a premium for it because it's an issue that they need to remediate. But in the same sense, if I'm going to detail guy for his car and it doesn't smell, well, okay, you can't offer an odor removal service, but you can offer an air quality reset service inside the vehicle, right? And then all of a sudden now, like, you're telling somebody their car smells, even if it doesn't smell or whatever, but you're saying, hey, listen, I can reset the interior air quality of your vehicle. It's a really good practice to do it once or twice a year. We become very nose blind to, the smells and the funk that we create inside of our vehicles. We can offer this service today for X amount of dollars or whatever. Like, if you didn't ask, you're not going to shoot the shot. Yep. If you shoot the shot 5 times a week and you score 3 times or whatever, you might bring home a couple extra $100 a month. Well, or that turns into $1,000 by the end of the month if you're doing it right. That's just
what happens when that person leaves and they expected a detail was going to solve an odor problem, but they never mentioned the odor problem, and now it still has a smell? That's suddenly your fault.
I'll give you a non-detail example, and it's kind of funny because I laugh about it. Me and Christian went out to Idaho to film some content, and Idaho has wild, dusty roads with rocks all over the place. That's another story. But anyway, looked like we were driving into the night of the living dead. We're coming back, filming content, and all we hear is ping, 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 ping. We're like, what the fuck is going on around here? Now rewind. When we
Like
left,
golf ball size ping
Yeah.
whacking the front of the car.
there's no rain. It's just dust and rocks, gravel. It's just was wild. And we rented the car and no one offered insurance. Now, should we ask for it? I guess. But it wasn't just that. They know their area. They know what goes on there. When we left with the car, I said to the guy who checked the car, I said, hey, man, let's take this painter's tape off because if this bakes in the sun, I don't want you saying it was me. So
Windshield was literally replaced, brand new on the car that we rented. By the time we got the car back, 24 hours later, they had to do another windshield replacement because there was that many, spits on the windshield or whatever.
There was a little chip. It wasn't that bad, but what it was.
Yeah, it was a pretty big chip, dude.
What set Christian off, and I knew it was going to happen when a guy said, "Yeah, that's a problem around here," and I was like, "Oh shit, here we go." And Christian's like, "Here's the hand motions. I'm not." No insurance tonight. I got a flight. I'm not hearing this. Never getting business from you ever again.
We just had to book a flight yesterday. We're going out to Salt Lake City again. I told Roxanne, I was like, no budget car. I'm not renting for budget no more. They rubbed me the wrong way. But like a perfect experience, right? Like you could have just said, hey, listen, by the way, guys, we do a lot of windshield replacements here. The roads get kind of crazy. We got loose gravel, granular, whatever on the asphalt. It pops up, smacks a lot of windows. We recommend getting the insurance just to cover you for the windshields alone, right?
Yep.
Because then you go back to the customer and say, hey, I recommended it to you because this was a problem I warned you about. This was the solution, and now you denied it. And if they did that, knowing Christian, he'd be like, he would have just walked away.
Right, I would have to take it.
Yeah. You ready? You ready? Here, you see in this text, I recommended to do a two-step because the RIDs, the random isolated deep scratches, were going to be more visible when I removed the swirls. You said no and just wanted the one step, and now suddenly you're pointing out scratches that you're mad are still there. So we should do that two-step. And then it just goes dead silent because you actually presented it professionally. They declined it, and then they saw, oh, the professional did recommend that, and I guess I should have bought it. Or I just deal with the scratches. And I had a guy, I did a video that went totally like crazy viral because of a $4,500 job on a brand new truck. He took it out in the woods and just destroyed it. The entire service, I was trying to talk him out of it. I was like, dude, we don't need to hunt this. We don't need to sand. We don't let's not. It's a truck. You're going to use it as a truck, and eventually this is going to happen again. You're telling me the swirls don't bother you, but the scratches do. The scratches are under the swirls or deeper than the swirls, so I have to go past the swirls to get to it. It's a lot of correction work. It's going to be $4,500. What kind of deals you got? I tell you what, you pay for my back surgery in a couple of years, and I'll give you a deal. Okay, so no deals. As I'm working on it, I'm sending him photos. This scratch isn't going to come out. This scratch isn't super transparent. Finally, he's checking out. I'm walking him through the car. And I'm pointing out the spots. He's like, I can barely see those. Those aren't that bad at all. And I'm like, well, yeah, but I want to be transparent. You wanted perfection. So I chased it, but it doesn't exist. You took the car through the woods. Perfection does not exist anymore. So I chased as much as I could. And I want to make sure I'm transparent that you're happy with the results. And he said, and I quote, well, you did say it is just a truck, right? And that's why it's so crucial to have a professional process. Because by the time I cashed him out, I broke him. He was a wild horse that was ready to be we call them Michaels, the male Karens, they're Michaels. Okay, he was going to be a Michael on us. And I broke him, and our process broke him. But by the time we cashed him out, he was ready to book his follow-up wash. He wants us to do a Sprinter van, and we're getting more business from it. But that $4,500 price point was a ton of pictures, a ton of documentation, a ton of talking to the client, labor that people don't see. No, it's not the buff job. It's all of the crap I have to do to make sure that you don't act like a douchebag.
Right. But how gratifying is it though when you convert that customer that you thought might have been a little bit more of a problematic customer and you educate them, and by the time that they're done paying you for the service, they're actually thanking you and sincerely more knowledgeable about kind of how to take care of their vehicle moving forward, or even the process behind the detail.
That's my favorite.
I agree.
So I absolutely, and those are the people that they turn into they mess their car up again. They bring it back and they're like, hey, make a video with this one and just totally rake me over the coals and make fun. And I'm like, all right. That started from clients. The whole Polish and Punish Detailing Academy started from clients. Clients actually asked me to tear them apart online. And I was like, okay, this is something I've wanted to do for 25 years. Let's go.
It's like your own little subreddit. What's the subreddit they have where it's like you rate people or whatever? I forget. There's some subreddit where it's like,
Yep.
am I ugly or am I hot or not or whatever, you know? And people just like, give me your worst, and people just destroy each other online. It's kind of like the same thing you created for yourself with the pints and polish, or the
So
polish and punch.
Do you guys remember Hot or Not?
Oh yeah.
That's going 90s, man, way back.
Yeah, man. The website, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it was a website. You had to just click yes or no on it or whatever. That was way before Tinder and all that other stuff, man.
Mom, are you in bed yet? Okay, cool. You got mail. Door slams open. You know. All right, we're in now. Let's rock. All right, I got my AIM people on. Hot or not, you know. Let's go.
Instant Messenger was up and popping.
Oh God, instant message.
Yeah, man. They're the good old days. It was the original text messaging.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Oh,
the 90s Coca-Cola, man. I went into an antique store and I was so insulted. I was like, 90s Coca-Cola is an antique. I'm born in 83. That's just not fair. They didn't let me leave the store. I had to fight to get out. They thought I was one of their antiques.
Yo, listen, man. I will not turn on an oldie station now that I'm 44 because I feel attacked. I won't do it. I'm not,
bro.
I turned on an oldie station. I heard Montel Jordan. I was like,
I know. Dude. It's like Mark Morrison, Return of the Max on like the oldie station. I'm like, what is going on right now?
I won't even touch radio right now. It's just it's a trigger. It's just I can't do it. It's ridiculous. Oldies. I'm like, oh, my mom used to listen to the station. Now what?
But the worst part is you can't find an actual genuine oldie station anymore if you wanted to, unless you're on like Sirius or something like that or whatever. Like they just don't exist on regular bandwidth radio at all.
Nope.
They still got
Sirius XM.
No Motown, none of that shit. Like you can't find any of that stuff on the radio anymore.
So let me ask you another question, Jonathan, about the customer sales process. So I always say, like in sales, in anything, right? There's lean times, there's ups and downs, there's peaks and valleys. You have to try to, in sales, especially, you have to try to have like a consistent way. You can't get too high or too low. But the thing that you brought up is dealing with that customer and people not realizing that is part of the labor of getting that customer in line, so to speak, right? Like I used to get the comment when I was a salesperson, like, I cannot believe you had the patience for that person. And in my head, I might have been saying like, fuck this guy, or, you know, but you know, I had the goal in my mind of getting the sale, and I knew there was a sale there. I knew there was something there under the layers that if I can just get to under there, I can get that sale and probably a repeat customer. And I think that's the difference between people eating and starving a lot of times, is willing to go after those sales that are going to be a tougher detail, a tougher sale. They're going to be a little bit harder to manage, but it's bread. And I'm not saying you have to operate out of desperation, but those are the guys that when times are lean, they're not lean, they're fat because they took that job that nobody else would touch.
I mean, we're up 25% this year. So
nice.
And to do that year over year over year, like I didn't expect that this year. We only were up like 13% last year. So we adapted to things. And a lot of it was the sales process. And for me, I did door-to-door sales, man. Like,
you listen, that's how I learned, man. That's you're right in my heart there. That's how I learned.
This is a cakewalk. Like you do door-to-door, you get a gun pulled on you, somebody chase you with a bat, have a dog released on you. Doing sales for a detail company is a joke, but for me,
door is full frontal warfare. Just to let you know, in the sales world,
100%.
It's like it's wild what you have to go through.
Yep, you have to convince yourself it's just a game of numbers. My goal is to provide you the most exceptional experience possible, and if you reject that, that's your fault, not mine. But I'm going to press you until you reject it. I don't stop until you say no.
Yeah,
you can tell me you're going to ask. Well, then that's sales because it's our nature. We lie. We don't like confrontation. And
if they say no, I'll let them say no. But in sales, sometimes saying no can get you the sale because it's called you're taking it away from them. Oh, you don't? No problem. You don't want it? No problem. I'll see you later. Have a nice day. Yep. You're like, what?
The power of walking away. Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
That's an important moment in business for any small business owner, I think, is when you finally realize that like you can say no, you don't have to take every job, right? I think that's a really big moment for a lot of people when you realize that you've created something for yourself that you no longer have to take the jobs that you don't feel comfortable taking, whether it be the customer you think is going to be problematic, or they have unrealistic expectations, or the time frame doesn't match for you. Like when you're first getting started, I think a big thing is everybody, they want to just grab everything, right? Like guys who are just getting started detailing want to detail a whole car for $150 inside and outside or whatever, and they're grabbing anything they can grab. And you get to a certain point in business. I mean, it even happened for us where there was somebody we were dealing with and they wanted to get some ridiculous margin point or whatever. And I just basically told him politely, like, pound sand, you know. And it's not, it felt good when I hung the phone up, because like at that point I felt like, you know what, like I found our worth. Like we're not just jumping over hoops for everybody anymore or whatever. And I think that's a really important moment to get to as a business owner, because that's when I feel like you're starting to really get the mindset of running your own joint, not just being self-employed, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we've fired long-term customers that spend a lot of money with us. People that, you know, every 2 years they want a two-step paint correction and coating because they take their car through the tunnel wash. And it's like I appreciate that I've made $13,000 off of you in the last 3 years. I do. But there's a point at which you're not going to have any paint anymore. It's going to end up my fault, because that's what's going to end up happening. No, I can't do it. Well, can you still? No, it's just a no. I can here's a really great guy that's in your area. Let's go ahead and refer you to him. I love you. I appreciate you. Happy to take you to dinner sometime. You've been a great customer and a good friend now. But business wise, this doesn't make sense anymore.
Until you get a new car, and then I'll take another 13 grand.
Yeah, then get a new car and I'll do it then. Only once. In 2 years, don't call me again.
Yeah, with new cars, 100%, man. Clear coats, paints, just not the same as it used to be.
Yeah,
So,
into that.
I wanted to ask you, so we got the Punish and Polish Academy, right? Now I'm fearing I'm messing this up, but it's Polish and Punish.
You did.
Polish and Punish.
It's Polish and Punish, yeah.
Okay. So the Polish and Punish Academy. What was the inspiration behind that? Because I would have gotten to know of you. Yeah, I learned about you through Chris at Nighthawk. Shout out to Chris, one of the best guys out there. And you know, and then I was like, all right, you know, and I saw some of your content. I was like, oh, this guy's got an interesting style. And, you know, I feel like it's all kind of interwoven. Like what made you want to just start saying, like, you know, I'm going to offer a training class and I'm going to do it differently than everybody else? Because I have to say, from what I've seen you offer and how you present it, it is different than a lot of training classes I present. I feel like there's a lot of people out there that go, hey, just sign up for my course, sign up for my course, sign up for my course.
There's no other training out there, in my opinion, in the entire industry compared to what you do, dude. I mean, it's an experience for people. It's not.
I have to live what I teach. It's not just about me coaching business, and I've coached businesses for years. I mean, at the end of my automotive career, I was teaching the people that hired me. Like, that was my job. It wasn't just I was store manager. I opened 7 stores for Best Tire Center. I coached a guy that had a degree in mathematics on how to open a tire shop, right? How to open a repair shop. So the coaching, what I teach has to be what I do. Otherwise, the teaching is worthless. And I teach experience. It has to be an experience. You're not selling a detail. If you sell ceramic coating and Hackerson's Auto Detail sells their ceramic coating and theirs is $550 and yours is $750, to the consumer, they're the same exact thing. One's just cheaper. You provide an experience in that, whether it's the sales process, the way you process the car, the way they come in, the way you whatever.
Education, whatever, yeah. Whatever
it is. That's what the $200 additional is worth. So in the training, which I've been offering since the beginning of my career, I mean, in 2018, when we started our business in 17, I started training people in 18, and I was teaching business. I now teach business paint correction on all of it. Like, we're even going to start offering carpet tying, glass correction, all sorts of stuff, PPF, tint. But the goal was to create something, and that this is going to touch you for a second here. You're going to come for a week, and everything about the experience is part of teaching you. The meal for the first 3 days is going to be cheap and inexpensive. We're going to sacrifice for 3 days so that we can have steak and lobster the last 2 days. That signifies the first 3 years of business. I'm getting chills just talking about it. You sacrifice for 3 years. You reinvest in that business like it's a baby that you're trying to grow. And the last 2 years, that 4th and 5th year, you're going to be like, dang, look at this. Yep. And then you get into year 7, 8, 9, 10, you're like, I could sell it, I could keep it. Like, no matter what, this is an ATM. But if you don't sacrifice, you don't do it. We got goats on the property. You get to hang out, pet the goats. It's a little petting zoo. We're setting up. We got.
Are they fainting goats? Are they fainting goats?
No, but
Okay.
they do make quite a bit of noise. And one of them was bottle fed, so he's like a dog, so he'll actually jump up in your lap. It's kind of funny.
I love that.
Yeah, his name's Odie. Huge hit last training. They all loved him. But we got like sanitizer outside. There's peanuts that you can feed him. Like it's like a petting zoo. I've got the pumpkin patch. This October, the last training, we weeded the pumpkin patch. And while they were weeding the pumpkin patch, I did a 9.5-minute presentation on the book, The Pumpkin Plan, which teaches you how to pick the big pumpkins and focus on the right clients. If you have weeds around your pumpkins, around the actual plant, that plant's not going to grow. It's going to create.
What the kid was saying last week. Yeah.
It creates foliage, but it's not going to create a plant. It's not going to create something that you can retire off of. So you got to pick those weeds, right? We're talking about that. We're talking about resources. How big is your pumpkin patch? Can you have a giant pumpkin patch right off the bat if you're broke? You don't have the resources. You don't have the funds. You don't have the waiters. You don't have it. You definitely don't have the time. You create something that big, God, you'll kill yourself. But you create small. You grow a pumpkin, you have a foundation, and it becomes a business that you can then scale and double and triple and quadruple. But the systems have to be there to support it. And we did all that while they were basically weeding my garden. We also have chickens. The chickens just started producing eggs. So in October, we're going to go pick eggs. We're going to farm to table. But those eggs didn't appear in 1 month. It took 4 months to get there. So it's a teaching lesson that you're going to have to invest in things to get something. And now, literally, my birds shit food. That's how things are. Like, I'm going to have so many eggs, I'm not going to have to worry about it. We've got now pumpkins that are growing. So at our training in October, we're going to have a pumpkin carving contest. You got an hour and a half. Go pick out your pumpkin. Go pick out your design, carve. There's going to be a huge prize for whoever wins the contest. But before we judge, we're going to talk about the travel. Who took too long to pick the pumpkin? Do we overthink as business owners? Tell me, none of us overthink ever, right? That's not a thing. You took too long to pick the pumpkin. And then you came in and you took too long to pick the design and you had no time to carve. Get to work. Put in the action. It doesn't matter what the action is, because if you fail, guess what? Don't do it that way next time. You just got to get to the action. And we're doing that by growing pumpkins in a pumpkin patch. It's
all real world experience that you're connecting with being a business owner. Like you said in the beginning of the conversation, like you don't realize how much a business is all around you at all times. And when you start to think about that, you look at everything differently in life, which then helps you look at your business in a way that you weren't looking at it prior to going through your training, right?
Yep.
I think that's the value behind what you bring to people. That's why you have such confidence in what it is you provide, because you know your experience that you're giving, right, wholeheartedly, is different than any other experience anybody has given in the industry.
When they were here this last training, one of the guys was out on our ATV. The ATV that I have actually ended up, a client let me borrow it, and then they hit hard times and allowed me to pay payments to buy it. It's a $6,000 ATV, and I've got guys rolling out in this thing 45 miles per hour on 2 of my acres over on the side. And one of them comes back, and one of the guys almost fell off the ATV, but he rolled himself first and saved the ATV. And I was like, dude, is he
not what we do? Yeah.
Right. I was like, is he okay? Like, I don't care about the ATV. And one of the guys walked over and he's like, you're letting us just like hammer this $6,000 piece of equipment. Do you not care if it breaks? I said, no, I want you to come here to training and I want you to partake of what I've created. I have created a life. I was homeless. I have 5.1 acres, a training center on my own property, a custom log cabin. I am living my dream life, and I want you to feel that. I want you to stand at the edge of my shop, and I want you to look at my house and go, I could do that. That's the experience. So yeah, take the ATV out, shoot the crossbow. We're going to have axe throwing next training. We're going to have zombies in the field that we're going to shoot with paintballs. Like, let's have a blast.
Yeah.
And also, let's learn business. Let's learn paint correction. Let's talk to Jason Kilmer and do all the other things.
Well, I think again, right, that goes back to like you have fun. Like you could tell when you create your content, you enjoy doing it, right? You're not doing it from a mandatory standpoint. I mean, you may feel like you need to do it in order to create and generate what you're looking for. But I mean, like there's genuine, you have a good time filming and creating, you're showing the guys the same thing again. It's like, listen, work doesn't have to be work. If you become passionate about what it is you're doing, you find the angles that, make it special or whatever, you can build that into your business, and work doesn't feel like work when you're enjoying what you're doing and growing every day, right?
Yeah. And I stir the pot a little too.
Nothing wrong with that. We stir the pot a little bit over here too.
So, question for you is, do you get applicants? Because I feel like there's a certain type of individual, they're gonna have an open heart and open mind to benefit from your training, right?
Do you turn people down?
Do you turn people down?
Absolutely. Okay.
And
yeah, there's a sales process just as much as there is in anything else. If you're not willing to talk to me and you just want a price, I have no interest in talking to you.
I'm the same way.
You want to come to a 5-day training. There is a 5-day training that exists in the industry for several different places. If you're calling me about price and you just want the price, you have nothing to compare it to. I have no reason to talk to you, because my training is unique. No one does what we do. I created that. I invested over $250,000 into that. For positioning, so that I could position the company to go, this was my dream. Here, you're welcome to partake of it. I'm sharing my home with you. We're getting no one's heard this yet, but we're actually getting an RV on the property, so you'll be able to book a VIP experience when you come one-on-one with me. You'll have a place to stay that's like legit. I'm stoked. Awesome. I mean, the shop has a shower in it, bathroom. You get your own towels, maid service, like. It's awesome. I love it.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah, that's pretty unique, because
they give me and Godfrey out there one of these weeks to come out.
Yeah,
come on out. Let's do a Biobombs.
Godfrey some full training.
Yeah. We'll fly out to Seattle, and then we like doing 2-hour drives from the airport.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
It's
take a trip after taking a trip.
I like to not sleep a lot and then drive Christian, because I could laugh at him as he gets upset. He's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. Just let me drive another hour. It's okay." He's like, "I can't believe you can't stay up this late. Like, you're late up all the time. You can't drive a car." And I'm like,
"The guy's up till 3 o'clock in the morning every single night. It's like 1:30 at night, and he's like dodging in the other lane." I'm like, "Pull over. I'm driving, bro. We're not doing this."
Dude, that's me. I get in the car. It drove Andrew nuts for years, and I told him, I said, we need to pull over, and I need a 20-minute nap. That's it, and then I'll be able to go because I drove cross country. So my dad had a heart attack, so I drove back to New York. And when I did that, I did it in 26 hours. So I stopped once for a 20-minute nap. But for whatever reason, when I first get behind the wheel on a highway, I'm like, it's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. A question: Christian, did you and Godfrey get that kind of treatment from EC?
When we went to Sam?
Yeah.
Complete luxury experience.
Yeah.
His family was absolutely amazing, though. I cannot say enough about the ladies in his life. They are just something special.
Eddie had us riding alpacas out back in his backyard. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's maybe an emu, maybe an alpaca. That's the future. We need something that's going to be a presence with the goats, so that the coyotes don't get them this winter. So I don't know. We might some kind of. We also have elk. There's 19 elk that wander our property at any random given moment.
That's pretty cool.
So how did you wind up in Washington? I don't know.
Crappy ex, right? That's actually a good story of good things happen from bad people. I was living in New York. I was dating somebody and was told there's no opportunity in New York. Washington's the place to be. And it made sense. It's by the water. It's got import export. Yeah, cool. Let's do that. So I was sick of my job, and I came home, was like, I got the 1989 Honda Accord packed. Are we going or not? I'll go without you if you don't want to go. And he was like, what? What are we doing? I said, we're moving to New York. He's like, doesn't your car have like 313,000 miles on it and it leaks oil? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. We'll be fine. So I drove.
It's an 89 Honda.
Right.
I was going to say, it's a Honda Accord from the late 80s, early 90s. You're pretty good.
Yeah.
The paint's going to start shit, but it'll run forever.
Right. And it's the one with all the crappy vacuum lines on it and everything. So that's what happened. I moved out to New York, or to Washington. And within 3 months, I ended up getting cheated on, which wasn't the first time. It was several times with him. So I flew him back home, but I fell in love with this state. Was like, I'm coming back. Like, I'm going to go back home to recoup with my family, but I'm definitely coming back. And Fell in love with Washington. I mean, 12 hours I can go to the beach. I can go to the mountains just hour and a half away. I can go to a city that's not so great anymore. But when I moved here, it was pretty awesome. You can do anything here. It's a beautiful state, nature-wise.
Well, you seem like you're more of an outdoorsman than you are, like, say, I would think you'd be a mountain person more than a beach person. Is that safe to assume?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say mountain because I'm not really good at the hikes anymore. I put on some weight, being the desk guy with the company, but I definitely like my pumpkins. The elk ate my corn the other day, and I was ready to cry. I was like, these motherfuckers.
I feel your pain, bro. I had a squirrel run up on my garden and ate all my habanero peppers when they were like just about ready to go, and I lost every single one for the season. Heartbreaking.
Chris has
Heartbreaking, dude.
Squirrel explosive.
I'm waiting for this squirrel to be running around my house with his butt on fire, but dude, he ate 3 of them.
He recorded like, "Sweet justice, take that."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I that's gonna happen. I know. I could just see like Christian slipping on some like squirrel poop in the morning or something like that on the way out.
It's got habanero seeds in it.
I could totally see that. So that's cool, man. You know, the Firestone thing, was there ever a time, I have to ask you, because this is like behind the scenes, you know, when you were a service manager there, right?
Service, tire, yeah.
Where you had to defend the guy, even though you knew this mechanic sucked and he fucked up, like he like was completely nuts, or just like you wouldn't have those guys on staff. There always seemed to be like a guy that being in the auto industry, there always just seemed to be like there was 1 or 2 mechanics that have to get worked out that are in there. That you're like,
how do I put this kindly to my past self? I didn't put up with shit. Like, I didn't give people grace. So when somebody did that, like I have a video that went viral, 7.3 million views in a week. And it was because I worked at a place for 4 hours. The guy wanted to rip a customer off. And I called the customer up to the desk. I explained to her exactly what the guy was trying to do to her, handed her keys, and said, "You should walk in the shop and you should pull your car out yourself. I'll be here to defend you if you need." And I looked at the guy and said, "I don't need this job. You're a scumbag." And he tried to pay me for my time. And I said, "You should probably keep that money. You're going to need it." He went out of business like 3 months later. But if they did it wrong, they did it wrong. And I told the customers the truth. Like the truth, my Facebook is truth is king. Like, I cannot stand the web of lies that happens when you start to just, even the small little things, because then you got to keep track of it all. And it just makes me
easy to keep your story straight when you're not bullshitting or lying about nothing. The only problem you have in life is when you start trying to fluff your way through things or whatever, and you're trying to keep your story straight.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
That's refreshing to hear, because, you know, I was in, you know, the auto industry for, you know, as far as sales for almost 9 years. And I would see stuff and I'd be like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I would see stuff in the garage, you know, everywhere. And I'm just like, how do you sleep at night? You know what I mean? Like, and like the reason why I would come across my desk is because people knew I was in the auto industry. So family members would call me, people like that, you know, "Hey, how do I handle this situation?" I make some calls and I get it done for them. But, you know, it would just be like stuff where they wouldn't make the customer feel comfortable. Like, "Hey, my Kia engine went. I have a warranty." "Well, sir, if we get your engine apart and we find that it's your fault, you're going to be charged for that." I'm like, dude, like, stop trying to. I called up a service where he's like, "Stop trying to scare them into doing a warranty. You're a piece of shit." And I hung up on him. The dude, it was a friend of mine I sold a warranty to, because I said, "Look, this is a Kia. It will break. I must sell you a warranty. I will not sell you this car unless you buy a warranty, because I know what's going to happen down the road." Sure enough, that fucking engine went at like 75,000 miles on a Kia Sorento that was 5 years old. I swear to God. Thank God I got it for him, because it was like a $6,000 engine, and Kia was like, "We're not going to have it for like 8 months. I'm not shit you not." But point of me bringing it up is, you know, you always got to be honest by the customer, because it is going to come back on you in another sales life if you're not. I'm telling you. I've always lived by that, no matter what job I'm at. I'm like, you can sell your product that way, but I'm not ruining my own sales brand for your bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And you have to learn it.
My company, Dirty to Dreamy, grew so quick because I had done all the socials and stuff for Best Tire Center. And when I left, I let everybody know. I messaged everybody on Facebook, "Hey, I just started a detail shop," and just
Genius.
we took off because they it wasn't that I was good at detailing; it was that they knew they could trust me.
That's
what matters.
Yeah, I've had people follow me from
feel more comfortable spending your money with somebody that you trust, right? Like people
Right.
want to buy from a brand, but they want to know who's behind the brand. They want to know the person behind the brand. Like, they're not scumbags. They seem like they're authentic. They're in the community. They're making, they're connecting with people. I mean, tenfold. I would much rather give my local dude that comes down the street and sells ice cream or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I know his story. He's up the street. He's got family up the street. His dad and him run the bit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, again, you connect with your people. You feel comfortable spending money with them, and it's not as much of a, oh man, I gotta go get my brakes done, or I'm going to get my car detailed. It's going to cost me $1,000. You know what I mean? It's like, it's just, again, you make people feel comfortable, and you feel like you're giving them a good value for what it is that you're doing. What it's easy.
So I wanted to ask you, so I know you've used Biobombs, the aerator with the tablet. I don't know if you used the minis or not. And I know you said you had some questions for us. We talked about this pre-show. So you got the Oracle in the middle for the deodorization. So what better time to bring this up? I know first off, what was your first impressions of using the VDK? I got a top secret mission. I had Nighthawk landed in person.
Shout out to Chris again.
He devised the first. Okay, let's get it to him. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, Chris, and shout out to Nighthawk for that. So it was hand delivered with a pigeon. It wasn't.
With a pigeon. So I wasn't 100% truthful on the phone with you because I wanted to make this more fun.
I love this guy's style.
I did test it. I did not test it in a car.
Okay.
We don't do a ton of odor removal at Dirty to Dreamy, and I had arranged to do this at training. So my goal was to learn how it works, like how to set it up and everything. Sure. So I didn't do a full thing. I mean, just reading the instructions, 3 to 6 hours. I was curious about. There's people that post, they did it for 30 minutes and it works great. And my thoughts were number one, at training, if a car's going to be sitting out there for 3 hours while Biobombs running, we need to be doing other things. And I told you on the phone that training didn't go as planned at all because the team was very disjointed. So we didn't get to that level. But that was what I was going to do. I was going to let it run for 3 hours. But that is one of my questions. Can you do it for 30 minutes? And will it be effective if you do it for 30 minutes?
Yep. So the vid kits and the way it works is the chlorine dioxide tablet that you have inside the jar. When you drop that into the jar, it's going to dissolve. The reason why you get a gas off is because we're over concentrating the water with chemicals. So the result, obviously, with it being an over concentration, it's got to release itself. It releases itself in the form of a gas. But what winds up happening is once the gas level and the water level kind of even themselves out, no more gas will actually want to come out of the jar. So traditionally, the longer you would leave the car closed, the longer that gas can, go around the vehicle and kind of try to pluck off the odor molecules. However, when you use the aerator pump, you're disturbing the surface tension of the water. When you're disturbing the surface tension of the water, that's just enough to force the rest of that gas out of the jar. So what you wind up doing is actually extracting 100% of the gas out of the jar when you're using the pump. So depending on how bad your odor is, you can have it from a half hour to an hour inside of a vehicle, and you'll get a full odor removal.
Got it. That makes total
sense.
sense.
Makes sense.
I don't know have you guys seen the videos where I actually sniff chemicals quite often?
Don't sniff our stuff. You'll burn.
No, I didn't. Good. But I was tempted.
Flavor.
Just don't take a big whiff. You can take a baby whiff, but just do not take a big whiff.
Sniff the bars. Sniff the bars.
It was terrible. I go to try to take videos sometimes, and I mean, you got to let the gas kind of build up in the car, and you want to get in and get a good shot. And I'm never wearing PPE the right way that I should be, or whatever. And I go in there, dude, and literally my eyes are burning, my throat's burning. I'm like, it's for the shot. It's for the shot.
Question. That brings up a question. If you left your cell phone on a cell phone stand in the car, would it damage the cell phone?
No, doesn't do anything. So the beauty about chlorine dioxide is it's actually 5 times stronger than bleach, but 5 times less corrosive. So it doesn't actually cause any damage to anything like the way an ozone machine would. An ozone machine is considered to be an oxidizer, right? Chlorine dioxide gas is also an oxidizer, but it's considered a selective oxidizer. So a selective oxidizer only targets the things that aren't neutral inside the vehicle instead of everything inside the vehicle. So ozone attacks everything. A selective oxidizer like chlorine dioxide only attacks the odor molecules themselves.
We could do an hour-long podcast on just this because I love the science side of things. I find it fascinating.
Chlorine dioxide is amazing, dude. I mean, we used it for years before I actually decided to like kind of go ahead and turn it into a thing. And I mean, it's been an absolute game changer in regards, because I've been in the mobile detailing game outside of Philadelphia doing car dealerships for 20 years. I mean, we've used everything under the sun. There's nothing close to chlorine dioxide, in my opinion. And it's not just because we sell it. I mean, it's the reason why we sell it.
And you can use the tablet without the aerator. Ideally, me personally, I would want everybody to use it only with the aerator, but it doesn't work that way sometimes, especially, when you're a brand and people are buying from you that aren't necessarily a detailer, they're a DIYer. I've had dealerships buy 12 bombs off me, and I call them up like, yo, dude, why didn't you buy an aerator? It's because they didn't understand it. Now, we put a ton of stuff out there. We try to put it in our messaging. And
it's hard for us though, man. I mean, we try to do a lot of what you do, Jonathan, like to make sure the messaging is clear for people and stuff like that. And I still feel like we missed the ball, So we could probably learn a lot from you in general, just to kind of approach that situation in a better way to begin with. Because I mean, I feel like we put out content all the time that kind of discusses that stuff, but I still feel like it misses the mark with people. But that's because everybody doesn't see everything, right? Like
here's a huge piece of advice for anybody watching this and you guys. You already have the keys to scale, to double, triple, or quadruple what you currently have going on right now by simply reading the book They Ask You Answer and then going through your inbox and finding the common questions and solutions to those questions. So that may be somebody goes to click, and before they can even purchase, a quick 2-minute video comes up. This biobomb works great with an area, yada, yada, yada. Click to purchase. And then, just an extra step. We literally have 4 qualification steps in our detail business. You got sales process, you got check-in, you got follow-up, and cash out. So every one of those is like, this is what you bought. This is what you bought. Hey, I don't know if you remember, but this is what you bought. And then you review it at cash out. And you're like, by the way, the things that you purchased, and this is what they cost. Because no matter how thorough you are, there's still going to be that one person that goes, wait, why is it so much? I mean, I've had people complain. I had a guy come in for a ceramic coating. It was like $1,900, and then when he went to pay, he was like, "Wait, why is it so expensive?" He paid a deposit on an invoice that had the total. Like, what did you expect?
Yeah, for me, there's always.
But like in that situation, right? Did you feel like you failed at explaining properly? Was that like kind of like, or did you just think that was, hey, the guy just wasn't paying attention?
No, that was a language barrier. So we added another confirmation in the process so that those who struggle with the English language would be able to understand what they're paying for.
So you took something even from that experience and modified it.
Yep.
Yeah. See, that's why I love your style, brother. I really do, man. I can tell. Like, it's just, you're all about just kind of pivoting and adjusting as needed all the time. Never kind of stay stationary. Always adapt.
Yep. Especially when you have anxiety. We keep cutting you off. Go ahead, brother. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I was just going to say, I mean, with the customers, like, it's just, there's always going to be those outliers too that you got to stay on top. I mean, I used to sell people cars, and they would complain about how long finance took, and I hear them. But then they would go through that whole finance thing, sign each piece of paperwork, and they'd be like, I didn't know I could get my keys covered for free. I didn't know my tire could get fixed. Like, where's my warranty at? And I'm like, you mean the book I gave you that, and I'm just like,
So we're explaining page by page, tell you what the signatures are for this page, what you're getting from this page.
I think some people just have this auto default where they ask before they look.
100%. 100%.
No,
that happens all the time.
That never happens in my inbox on social media. Never.
Yeah, you made a post about it last week or whatever. It's a
I have
thing,
600. Dude. I have 605 posts on polishing windows, and one of my most common questions is, "Can you remove rock chips from windows?" Like that's all. And this is why Polish and Punish was created, because now I can make a video and say, understand what a rock chip is. It's a missing piece of glass. So thinking that a polish could abrade that enough to eliminate that rock chip is a level of stupid that I have just never encountered in person, but it happens in my inbox all the time. So here's the explanation.
Yeah, just, it's not. I don't understand why people think that's possible. It's
We
like
get some wild questions sometimes too, though, dude.
they think that Wolverine is the windshield and it has adamantium and it's going to heal itself.
That's going in a video. That's going in a video.
It doesn't. I just laugh when I see that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, it's missing. It's gone. You can't just put it back. It's not a piece
There's
of wood.
guys that do windshield repair that fill chips and stuff like that. I mean, that's a completely different.
Yeah, but there's only
industry,
certain ones they can do. It has to be the right chip, though, right? Like,
oh yeah, you can't fix every chip. It can only be certain ones.
The tiniest crack, it's like it's done because it's going to spider web. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's
my obsession
with that budget that was going to crack. You know what I mean?
My obsession with glass actually started with one of my first ever management positions. I worked at Valvoline Instant Oil Change and Glass Doctor, so I did glass repair.
Oh, you were a glass doctor, okay?
Yeah, and it's brand new glass, and this is I get raked over the coals online for this, and I'm sorry. The truth of the matter is I have a better eye than you. Period. If you're telling me that glass is that you've never seen that contamination on your glass, you don't have the vision to see it. And once I show it to you, I ruin you for life. So I won't show it to you unless you come to training.
It's like when somebody says, look at the FedEx logo, there's an arrow in it, and then you see the damn arrow and you can never not see the arrow again the rest of your life.
Wait a second.
Yep.
Never see.
I mean, we got a
don't look, Godfrey. I'm telling you, you'll never see it. You'll see it for the rest of your life, dude.
Wow, it's gonna do me in. Yeah, I'll see that and I'll just be done. I'm like, wow, you'll never unsee it. That's the glass thing. Is like when I have a black car and someone showed me like things on the black car and I was washing my own car. I was like, I don't ever want to do it again. I'm ruined. I can't wash my car anymore because now I know it's on there. I'm like, 100%. And I was working at the dealership and I was washing it by hand like once a week at least, for an hour and a half after work. And all it took for me to be thrown off my game is I picked up a dirty towel I didn't know and it had a grain of sand on it and it scratched the trunk lid. And I was like, I'm giving up. I'm done for life.
We have two guys in our network. They're twins. They do glass installer, Magnatech Auto Glass. Everybody follow them on social media. We're trying to help them out. Well, they came over and I taught them glass polishing. And as I was teaching them, what does alkaline damage look like? What does acid damage look like? And what does water spots and mineral contamination look like? Because they're similar, but they all have their unique qualities. And we can tell under the right lighting what it is. We got to acid and he was like, pause. You just solved a huge problem in our business. And I was like, what did I solve? And he's like, we have the acid that's used in the glass industry is used to etch the glass and cut the glass sometimes. So we'll have glass come in that has that damage in it, and we just have to explain to the customer that unfortunately is part of the glass process when glass is made. We can clean it and clean it and clean it, but it doesn't come out. You just taught me how to take it out. And I was like, easy, upsell service. We transparently say to the customer, hey, this is aftermarket glass. It's cut with acid. Sometimes there's acid damage. Some people can see it, some people can't. If at nighttime you're driving one day and you look in a Walmart parking lot, the Walmart low light, that orangish light, and you're like, damn, what's all that smudgy? That is 100% acid damage. It has to be polished out. I can do it today while I'm here for $100, or if you call me in 2 weeks because it's driving you nuts, it's $200 with a travel fee.
Yep.
Boom, covered. Now when they find it, they go, shit, I need my glass polished.
Right.
And they thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And it was just a matter of showing them how to find it. Now I ruined glass for them for the rest of their lives because there's no such thing as perfect glass unless I've just polished it.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're probably that must have been
perfect glass is a really tough one to come by, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's only ever perfect for like 10 minutes. Take one drive and it's over.
Yep. One drive down my gravel road. Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, the gravel roads. I was walking in a gravel, got these nice shoes, and I was at Hampton Court Palace, and it's all gravel there. It's a palace, but there's tons of gravel everywhere. You explain that one. Whatever. Dust all over my shoes. I'm like, this is insane. Black shoes. I was kind of annoyed by it, but there's something that I saw you studying one of your videos and it intrigued me, and I haven't heard anybody say this. You're offering loans interest free to your students.
Yep.
Explain that to me, because to me that's just like
passion.
That's
man.
the head of the game right there. Like, I do not know of anybody in the whole industry that's even coming close to that. And if they are, I apologize, but I got to tell you, like, that's something where I got to know about it, because I'm just curious.
I mean, outside looking in, dude, I would just say it's part of the confidence in what you believe and you offer in your program. And I think that you really do want to help people be better business people and not just learn the detail better. So I think that that's kind of the direction on why you do that, right? You're not having 25 100%. People at your trainings. Your trainings are small. They're intimate. They're right. I mean, that's
and this comes with a sermon. Real quick, 2 minutes. When I first started in the detail industry, I bought an extractor on lease for $1,700.
Hold that thought for 1 second. Continue.
I bought an extractor on lease. I totally got raked over the coal by this company. I ended up paying $3,500 for an HP 120 by the time I was done. The last payment kept, every time I paid it, all of a sudden there was another payment due. And I finally called the company, was like, go ahead and throw it on my credit. I don't care. I'm not paying you any more payments. I've already paid this thing off several times. So they could take a loan out for a piece of equipment. They could take a loan out for the van that they're going to use. They could take a loan out for whatever it is that's a tangible item that we think is okay, but they can't take a loan out for training that's going to pay that loan off in 3 months. Easy. If they implement what they learn at training, it'll pay it off in 30 days. I can teach you 3 things about business that within 30 days, you will increase your business by 10 to 33%. Historically, over 500 detailers have done this, and it's happened over and over again. But yet you're going to judge me because I'm now offering financing. I offer finance for our coatings too. It's through Affirm or Afterpay with Stripe or Square. And people utilize it, not so much, but financing is a tool. When you tell me, I can't afford $3,900. Oh, no problem. I have an easy no interest payment plan. You can pay it off in 6 months. Can you afford $600 a month? Or can you afford whatever that number is? $500 a month. Oh yeah, I can afford that. And then all of a sudden you send an invoice and you're like, hey, Afterpay's on there, and it gets paid with a credit card. And you're like, well, wait a minute, I thought you didn't have any money.
Right.
Yeah, I decided to use my credit card because I get my rewards points and yada, yada, yada. So we offer that because I believe financing training and financing sales and investing in yourself is better than financing a car, financing a house, or financing some other bullshit that you don't actually need.
Yeah. That's a game changer.
A lot of people under the common misconception, the biggest asset they have is their home. And I mean, I'm a firm believer in it's yourself. You're your biggest asset.
Yep. 100%. And the home that you never own because you always have to pay taxes on it. Don't get me wrong. I love my property and I'm happy that I'm paying into something that can I leverage.
Amen
But I don't.
right? Amen to that.
I don't own it. That's a whole nother hour-long podcast.
Yeah. We'll definitely just swerve off into the deep end. And I'll just die tomorrow because I'm never gonna sleep. But what about I think, Christian, do you think it's time to start the Fresh AF? You think it's time to? I
mean, listen, transparently, John, I feel like we could talk to you all night, dude. You know what I mean? You're an easy cat to talk to. You have so much game and knowledge to share with everybody, man.
I got to ask you about, I saw your video about the Ridge foam cannon. Okay. Now, I did the foam cannon games, and that was near and dear to my heart because I think it's a cool little gadget. And it finished third. A lot of people were like, how's that in there? Piece of crap, this, and that. And I watched the video. I mean, what were your? It seemed like you liked it. Like it, for the money it is and what it does. It's a foam cannon that's an accidental foam cannon, but you can get under the carriage of the truck. I mean, did you like the product? Did you think?
I feel like I need to answer this a fun way and be like, let me tell you, you rated it number 3. I think number 1 and number 2, you have some vision issues because you like the color blue. I judge you for that. But that foam cannon came up in my feed. I was literally thinking about how cool would it be instead of having to have all this elaborate equipment or whatever for pressure washing the underside of a car, if you just could connect your foam cannon to it. So I was actually going to cut off one of my foam cannons, not cut off, but take it apart and make one of my own. And that popped up on TikTok, and I was like, wait, are they in my head now? Because I never said anything out loud.
Dude, I've had that thought. I'm like, what the?
I never said it out loud because I use that.
I can't think about shit anymore.
Right.
No,
I,
man.
I teach people, say it out loud a bunch around your phone, and then your phone will remind you with advertisement. Trust me, it works every time.
Yeah.
So it popped up, and I was like, boom, let's do a collab, because I don't pay for those things. They sent it to me for free. And then I use it, and I'm like, so there's a couple things. It has to be used with a good pressure washer. The Giraffe pressure washer won't actually do the pressure part. It'll foam it, but it won't rinse it unless you like just little sissy garden hose water, because it just wasn't enough. But the foam aspect was excellent. It produced a great amount of foam. But we were talking before this call, and I didn't even notice, it doesn't have a gauge. You don't turn it on, turn it off, increase or decrease. It just produces foam. So
there's no like denser foam, more water, nothing like
full
that.
blast or nothing just from the foam. It's full blast or nothing. But
I can kind of respect that's one less part that's going to give you a hard time.
Exactly. So I actually liked it. I've only used it twice, so I can't really say. I don't like to put my badge of approval on something unless I've used it over and over and over and over and over again. It's got my approval as far as how it works right now, but I'm going to use it a bunch. I'm going to throw it on the ground. Ask Chris. Chris sent me one of his foam cannons, and he said, I want you to test this. I was like, well, testing a foam cannon as a business owner is different than testing a foam cannon as a detailer. And this is where a lot of the comment section in my videos just goes astray, because it's a detailer, owner, operator using the foam cannon and respecting it. When you have staff, that foam cannon's landing on the floor probably 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week because it's not properly maintained.
I was going to say a day.
A day, yeah. So we took his foam cannon. I went to hand it to my manager, and we filmed this, and I was like, you need to not catch this. And I threw it at him, and he dropped it. And that was the first thing we did with the foam cannon before we ever used it. And then we threw it against the wall, threw it on the ground. Like, we beat the hell out of it to make sure that it's going to actually last in my business, not just in the hands of somebody that treats their foam cannon like they're precious. Like, precious. I'm not going to do. This was $40, and I can't book any appointments because I suck at sales. So I can't buy another one. This is my precious.
Love it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that one, it's the price. It's good for what you get, I think. I mean, I would say use it to see if it's longevity, but the price model there is pretty good, I think. I'm just like, I think it was 56 on TikTok. I've seen it lower than that sometimes. I don't
just wait for a TikTok sale, and you can get it for like $34, $35.
That's crazy. Yeah. I think Keith said it when it was on a couple of weeks ago with us or whatever. It's like nowadays, dude, there's so many options underneath like $50, $60 that you can get and get a decent foam cannon. It just, the choices are endless.
Yep.
China just knocks one off every other different brand with 5 different consonants as the name of the company every other week, on Amazon. ICBGYN. Kids say, well, what?
I'm testing a foamer right now. That's one of those, you press the button and it's battery powered. Mm-hmm. And, I gave the company feedback before I posted any videos or anything. And they said they're coming out with other things that attachment, like you take the handle off and that's what you charge. That handle is now going to be able to be applied to other things like bottles, whatever else they come up with. So you can use that battery for several things. And I was like, I'm listening. Go ahead and send me those things too, and I'll test those.
Yeah, that's smart.
I could be in London on a podcast, and I still get phone calls during a podcast, all from all around the earth. I swear to God, it's like flies to crap. They know I'm on a goddamn. I just got a Snapchat call. I didn't even like on a podcast. What the fuck's going on?
I don't know that I describe myself as crap, but sure.
It's crazy. All right, so let's get this Fresh AF online because this is the whole show is fun. We feel, but this is
this is the part everybody always waits for. Let's get this thing started up. Fresh AF, boy. Fresh AF, boy.
I don't think you have any idea how
fresh.
I
really got to change that at some point soon. I promise, guys, in the next coming weeks.
It's not that bad, man. It's not that bad.
This week to having time before the pod.
Yeah. So we got a litany of questions here. Oh, except that one. You can't have that one. That wouldn't make any sense. You've never been to Altoona. I don't think so. Anyway, so we're going to ask you, what's your favorite polisher that you use? Because, the name's got polish in it. So there's got to be a preference.
Optimum's 21 mil. It's
Okay.
low vibration, 1,000-watt motor, doesn't stall out, doesn't hurt my tendonitis because I got horrible tendonitis from martial arts for years.
Steven Seagal.
This is a bitch, man.
Steven Seagal, legit martial artist or not? On the fly question.
Wow, I love that. I love that on the fly question.
So, used to be legit.
Uh-huh.
I think a lot of what's happening is a little, I don't know, it's political because he's in Russia a lot nowadays, and there's a lot of crap that goes on. He did this one video where he was like, and I'm like, stop with that crap.
What you're talking about.
Because the reason why that's funny with him is because we know that he was a real martial artist, but like, and you would see the movies and you always joke that I'm just going there like Steven Seagal and just move my hands within a box and kill 9 dudes. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, and then when you start seeing that, like when he's doing these demonstrations in Russia, you're like, why is he making the thing come to life?
The part that kills me is, man, he's wearing these glasses with lenses that are this big. You know what I mean? That's the part that gets me. He looks like that lady Julie that sells the pancakes on Instagram. Hi, I'm Julie. I make the best pancakes. It's got them like tiny little glasses on. You know what I mean? That's what he wears when he does the videos.
Well, there's also terrible mistakes being made. Like he's turned into a chunky monkey a little bit, and so I am too. You know, when I was detailing mobile and everything, I was 247, 260 pounds. I am now 320. I can still bench 225. I still, you know, like I'm strong. But I'm chunky. I'm not going to put a towel in my shirt before a match, and that's what he does. He puts a towel inside of his shirt so he can wipe his sweat, and I'm like, that towel could probably be over on the sidelines to make you look a little bit skinnier. I'm just saying.
Yeah. He blew
that was
up.
The most random question ever, Godfrey.
Yeah, it just listen. That's how I roll on the fly, man. I didn't know he was a martial artist, and I was like, oh, I got to ask this guy. All right, so favorite foam cannon.
Waste of time. No. There is no foam cannon that will survive my team for longer than 6 months.
So you don't have a favorite one. It's just like disposable.
Yeah, just the one that I can get for free on TikTok because they want me to make a video on it. It's not really the cannon, it's the orifice in the cannon anyway. It's the cannon's the receptacle that produces the foam. You just need the right orifice to make it happen.
Okay, so rinseless or nah?
Absolutely. Actually, thebestdetailingproducts.com is releasing a rinseless. That's my product brand. That's 33% of the profit goes to help Andrew's mother fight cancer.
I love that, dude. That's like such a touch. Dude, I think it's a beautiful play.
Everything has to have a purpose, man. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it. But we are releasing a rinseless that Nighthawk actually helped me make. It's 1,000 to 1. So I'm pretty excited about that. Rinseless, take some Optimum no rinse, put it in a bucket, go out in your yard and take a micro, just get it filthy, and then put that in the no rinse bucket and watch the dirt just fall to the bottom of the bucket. It 100% works. Is it scratch free? You're dragging stuff across the surface. I don't know. Depends.
But if you're gonna do a correction afterwards,
send it.
All day.
Just clean it with 3,000 grit sandpaper. Who gives a shit? That video went viral too, man. People lost their minds. That's how you used to decon. Clay wasn't even created until the 80s. Come on.
I guess you were polishing with your old man back in the day. You definitely know. It was terry cloths and, tin of carnauba.
10, 11, 12-year-old kid doing things by hand. What's clay?
Right. Don't drop that.
So Crocs or not?
Oh, why do you got to hit me right in the chest with this? I love me some Crocs. Go look up the story of Crocs too. Like it was presented to people and it was said nobody's ever going to wear these. These look stupid. I love Crocs, but I developed plantar fasciitis last year and I can't wear them because it causes terrible pain. I actually have orthotic slippers that I wear. That's how old I got.
I think it's probably because it's releasing a lot of those PF, whatever they are, the plastics up into the bottom of your feet. And it probably aggravates the plantar fasciitis a lot more. If I had to take a guess.
It could be, or here's a. I mean, just me being truthful. Maybe I'm a fat ass.
I mean, loss of weight cures a lot. It does autocorrect a lot of stuff. It's the truth.
Yeah.
It's the truth. And when you put on more weight, and I know this from experience, you're like, wow, man, I used to play this softball every week, and I just popped my hamstring. Like, where's that coming from? Oh, I have an extra 45 pounds. That's it. Okay, now I understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, overweight does make stuff happen, and you're just like, huh. Like your back gets better when you lose weight. You're like, wow, my back's feeling better.
Yeah. We don't need to talk about that. No.
I'm going through that journey right now, man. It's on there. I'm down 35, so 34.
Right, another
Heck
2
yeah.
pounds this week. Another 2 pounds this week.
Yeah.
God,
So-
good for you, man. You're looking slim in the face. I was going to tell you that tonight.
And I've been out here eating, but Porsche,
Enjoy vacation, bro. Don't worry about
yeah,
it.
trust me.
You gotta live.
I've had some good food out here.
You got to send me some of that chocolate though.
I'll get you some chocolate. I got you. If you're a chocolate guy, I'll get you some exotic ones out here. You're like, oh,
Oh
okay.
God! After a stressful day, it melts in your mouth and your stress just goes away.
Yeah. So it's funny.
I'm the same way, dude. It's so bad at
So-
nighttime. I just want something sweet. I could care less about salty. Give me something sweet at the end of the night.
Do you ever take Lyft or Uber? Do you ever do Ubers or Lyfts?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So I love
Here
this.
we
question.
go. I feel
I mean,
like this
think
question
about it.
happens so often, but I guess we do this podcast every week, so I guess that's why it just feels like a recurring nightmare. But
Christian
go ahead.
feels like this is an attack on himself. I just think he's a unique individual. It's not really an attack on him. It's been inspired by being in many Ubers and Lyfts with Christian, going back to the Biobomb stuff. And I'm like, wow, he just got shotgun in the front seat and he didn't have to. I'm just wondering, 3 of your friends are going up. There's 4 possible seats in the car. One of the 4 possible seats is the passenger seat in the front row. Are you getting in with your friends in the back, or are you getting in the front seat?
I will always take the area that has the best view, meaning I can protect myself. So I will always sit in the back because I want to see everything.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair answer.
I'm
And
sitting in-
that comes from I was jumped when I was 15 years old. I was punched with a lead line glove. I have 3 titanium plates and 16 screws in my face. So I like to be able to see things coming.
I feel you on that. See, me personally, the reason why I used to drive Uber at one point, and I just remember when people would get my front seat, I'd like, this motherfucker right here. I got to move my newspapers.
Hey, that's me.
Yo, and like I'm looking, I'm like, yo, there's a seat. I'm like, okay, you want to sit up front? Okay, come on. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes you laugh. So everybody's different. Christian's a front seat guy. Like he loves the front seat. So
I like talking to strangers, dude. I just
I-
do. It's one of my things. Like, I like to connect
in
with
trouble
people.
with his parents when he's younger. Stop talking to strangers. Dad, I like them. Now, remember,
No, I,
He's
learned
got a
those,
really-
I learned those lessons the hard way.
He's got a really cool van and he offered me candy.
yeah.
Yep.
right, so-
Actually happened to me when I was a kid before.
Why am I not surprised? All right,
I
so
ran with some weird dude that ran up on me and my buddy on bikes, and he was like, "Hey man, like a hug." My boy was like, "F you," and rolled out. Next thing you know, I'm giving me a hug. I had to like dip him and fucking roll out. I remember when I got back to my buddy's house, dude. He's like, "Oh, I'm so glad you're all right." I jumped right off my bike and just jumped right on top. I'm like, "Asshole, why would you leave me like that?" You know what I mean? He's like, "You shouldn't have left then. You should have just left right away. You know better."
the irony about that is that Christian's ringtone for text messages, guess who?
It is Mr. Herbert the pervert. It is. I silence it every week before the
Whoa.
podcast so that people don't hear it nonstop going through, but it's definitely Herbert the pervert.
You need to come on down to the cellar.
Yes,
I got a whole
exactly.
freezer full of popsicles.
Popsicles.
Oh my God.
Paper boy, where you been?
Get your fat ass back here.
Worst car to detail that you're like,
Toyota Prius.
that seems to be the most popular response. I got a Toyota Prius is always getting
The
fucked.
older model ones, right?
It's not the Prius, it's the owner.
Mm. You know what?
That was a strong statement.
Traded in Priuses. I can tell you that if we did a blindfold and they would describe a personality, I might be able to pick them a car. Saab owners are very weird. Subaru owners have definitely they're weird, and the Prius
Super
owners
stand out. Yeah.
Duh,
Yeah.
I own 2 of them.
Yeah, and well, Subaru has different subsets though. Like 25-year-old white guy that wants a car that he thinks is really, really fast. He's like, I want the WRX STI. I'm like, so you want to, sir? You're gonna have to go home now. But that's.
I got a buddy that totaled 3 of those cars.
Right.
3 STIs.
Yeah, and I drive a Mustang, so they like them and like Civics like to race Mustangs. So I would always get stalked by that in Philly. I'm like, why do I hear that? And I'm like, oh, it's a WRX again. And I don't like to race, so I'm just like, I'm gonna ignore you and just move on. But anyway, steamer versus extractor.
Yes.
Which one? Steamer versus extractor. Which one are you going with?
What am I detailing? What am I doing? They both have their place.
So if you're getting
give me an example of your place where you feel like an extractor would be the right tool to use.
I made a series recently on a farm truck, and I preach dry extraction. So understanding your chemicals, so your alkaline, your acid, your balance. Bring the carpet back to actually fluffy and feeling good, which you can't show that in a video, so people don't really understand it. I do most of that with dry extraction. So I was trained with an IICRC master technician for carpets, and I trained with Chris Howell on carpet dyeing, who is a world famous carpet dyer. He's done the White House, the Marriott's, Trump Tower. He's met Trump. Trump walked in the room. He had just dyed the carpet, and he was like, "Who approved replacing this carpet?" And the lady was like, "They dyed it." Oh, I love it. It looks great. It's fantastic. So in a scenario where the car is hammered, the more you extract, the more problem you cause, because there's no portable extractor that can pull from the foam. You need an actual, they make a unit. It's a square that you set on there and you press down and it extracts the foam. Yeah. That is a truck mount. That is a $50,000 investment, $30,000 if you go cheap and used. A detailer chasing that makes no sense. So doing the surface as quickly as possible will stop wicking with dry extraction. That's where the steamer comes in. Express detail, just need to get it done, make it look great. If I have a car that's nasty, that's a farm car, that as I'm doing it, I'm like, man, this dry extraction is taking forever, I'm using an extractor. Now the problem with that is now I have to dry it as quick as possible to reduce the chance of wicking, because wicking happens during the drying process.
Right.
So both, absolutely both. And steam, there is a way to heat transfer stains. There's a way to get stains out with black lights. There's specific ways to get out certain stains. There's 7 types of stains, right? You need heat to remove stains that are things like red dye, wine. Heat transfer is what helps those. So you just put a terry towel over a wine spill, run an iron over it, boom, you're done.
Yep.
Steamer would work great for that. You use an extractor, it's a heated extractor. It's not hot enough. It's not going to pull that stain because, again, portables suck. So both is my answer. And I could go on for hours on that subject.
Yep.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great stuff.
Tom, we got to have Jonathan on another episode.
I'm literally right behind me.
Hey.
Is a big black light because we had a rabbit in here while we were building the enclosure outside, and it soaked through her this carpet's getting replaced. It's ugly as shit, and it's the cheapest carpet out there. So we had her, and it soaked through into the carpet, cleaned it, couldn't get rid of the stains, couldn't get rid of the smell, doused it in hydrogen peroxide, and I put 2 of those lights on it. It took me 3 hours, but I didn't have to do it. You just set the light, you leave, 10 minutes later you come back, move the light. And I fried all those stains and dyed to re-bleach the carpet to its original color.
Must have food in Washington State. We come there to visit you.
Ooh.
And what is the Washington State food where you're like, you're not getting this anywhere else like this?
I'm 320 pounds, dude. This is a hard question to answer. We spend $12,000 a year on sushi. So sushi's definitely a thing. There's several sushi places that we go. And then there's, I can't remember the name of it, but there's a 12-egg omelet. And
I love that too.
I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, it's a challenge. Easy. It's an easy challenge.
Okay, easy, do 12.
Now I sound like a fat guy. but it's entertaining. It's fun. It's small town. It's it's one of those places you walk in where there's just like writing all over the walls and things hung up, and they've been around for a long time. So that, and then the third thing would be a piece of gum off the gum wall.
Oh shit! It's got the gum wall.
That's a joke.
That.
I would never eat that. But,
don't you have a gum wall though?
oh yeah. They actually cleaned it recently, and within 6 months it was covered in gum again.
No way. No. Can't stop the people.
What do you mean a gum wall?
Like, get rid of our gum wall.
What do you mean?
You never heard of the gum wall in Washington?
It's literally.
It's a wall of gum.
That's what you do.
Oh,
it's
really?
old shit. Like you take your gum, you put it on the wall. It's absolutely disgusting and foul, but that's totally normal out here. Washington State is full of weird people.
You know, it'd be diabolical. Like if you visited that with your friend and like you're playing out with your buddy and you tripped him and went face first into the gum wall.
There's a guy that on the internet did a video and he walked up, grabbed a piece, and
ate it. I know.
Yeah. Went super viral because it was absolutely foul.
Well, I mean, anything for the gram, I guess, right? Jesus.
Yeah, that's what it is, right. Man. Anything for the gram.
Go-to interior cleaner.
Ooh.
What am I cleaning?
I knew that was coming from you. Gabby, you can't just ask such generic questions. It's such a legend over here.
Yeah, listen. All right. Your go-to interior clean. All right.
If you had to use
a burst
one
of
cleaner for an interior, and you're forced to use one, what type of cleaner would you go with?
If I had to use it for carpets, plastics, and everything, rinseless wash.
Oh, I knew it. Okay, that's what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah.
Do you use rinseless for interiors or no? You probably have. Okay.
Absolutely. It's a phenomenal express carpet clean. You spray some rinseless in it, rub it in, and then hit it with the Tornador. Done deal. Mm-hmm. Smells nice and fresh. It looks great. Let me tell you, it's a great pH neutral product. If I'm doing carpets, it's going to be Bridgepoint Systems, Flex Fire Ice, Bioenzyme, which is their bio cleaner, or they have a yellow dye remover that I use quite often. If I'm doing just plastics, I have the product. It's called The Best Dressed. It's at thebestdetailingproducts.com, and that's an APC and a cleaner as well. So we have the Best APC and the Best Dressed, which is a cleaner and dressing in one.
Nice. We'll have to sell some of the APC. I'll drop a mini in that thing.
There you go.
Speaking of that, Aaron, as soon as I said people call me on the podcast, I get a call from Aaron of Phoenix EOD. I'm like, you son of a...
As he's sitting in the chat.
Yeah. I'm like, who? I'm like, what the fuck? And then I was like,
hello, Aaron.
And so, but the Typhon with the mini, don't forget about that, guys, over there. It's a pretty good one too. Gloss or no gloss tires?
No gloss. That comes from Tire Tech. If it's super glossy, I know it's going to be a pain in the ass to take that tire off. So my love for what I used to do. So the Best Dressed, the product that we have, is a satin finish, and if you put a second round on it, it gives it
a layer of bigger gloss,
like a shine, not really a gloss, but like a shine.
Okay.
Wow, people are killing me tonight. All right, so favorite car.
This one's going to hit you in the gut, probably in the heart. 1989 Plymouth Voyager, maroon with wood panel sides.
What? Wait a second. Did you say?
Is that the van?
That's my mom's van.
Oh, okay.
My mom passed in 22, and I'm not really a car guy. I like classics and stuff, but I don't remember like makes and models and things. But I remember the license plate, because that license plate was, if somebody picked us up from school, we knew, because it was 723 GGB. I remember the catchphrase that my dad taught us, Rumpelstiltskin, was the key word so that we didn't get stolen. And that my mom loved that van. It had all the bells and whistles. It had air conditioning, power windows. I would absolutely lose my mind if I ever could find one.
No shit. That's the boxy one, right?
Yep.
It was very boxy. Yeah.
100%. It's the one. It's the one that's been converted into basically being a van for construction workers at this point.
Yeah.
You can't find one? Nobody's got one
I looked, not in maroon with the wood paneling. That's at least salvageable.
Okay. Yeah, the wood paneling is probably going to be the tough one to hold you back on that one. Might be able to find a red one. Wood panel, though, I don't know if you're going to find that one.
Man, if I could roll up in one of those in New York and pull up in my dad's driveway, he'd lose it.
Dude,
That's
you know what? I believe that too. Not that it's the same thing, but like when I've sold people cars and they've traded cars in, I've seen kids cry over it because they're emotionally attached to it. I'm not joking. Like, and I'm like, and I thought at first when I saw it, it was a one-off. I've seen it several times, like, especially if it's like a family car like that, where they've had it for like several, and like they
memories, man.
I've seen kids get visibly upset, like their dog just died. Like I'm like, wow.
This is why I love this industry. It's not because I love polishing cars, paint correction, everything. I love the stories. I did a classic collection of 20 cars, and every time that guy came, he now has dementia. He's probably going to be one of the first clients that I actually lose. But every time he came in, he had a story for every single car, and he actually propelled the company. It was the first winter I was able to work through the winter to make enough money to move into my first shop.
So this one, favorite cartoon as a kid?
This would be a good one.
Movie or show?
Show. I want a weekly show.
Show, I'd go with like Darkwing Duck.
Ooh, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, Let's Get Dangerous. Yeah.
That's a good one.
And then
That's a good one.
Movie, I would go with the Genie. Robin Williams is like...
Oh, dude, Robin Williams' Aladdin is so good on so many levels. It's unreal.
That is what it's like sometimes to hang out with me, because I wanted to be a voice. I wanted to do cartoons, and probably could still pursue that at some point in time. But I'll randomly break out just random voices and stuff. I don't think I even have my own personality, to be honest.
Yeah.
Shout out to Robin Williams, man. He was a goat. That role he played in Aladdin was unreal. Mrs. Doubtfire was unreal. I mean, he was just a talented actor. It was so good.
Help is on the way, dear. Help is on the way.
It was a drive-by fruiting.
Such a good movie.
Locks him in the head with the lemon.
And he's drunk.
How about that is an all-time classic. Yeah, shout out to mental health, right? Like, listen, checking on your friends. Anytime 100%. I see Robin Williams, I think about that. You would think he had life by the balls, so to speak. You know, it didn't matter. Anthony Bourdain, it didn't matter, right? Like, so just because someone has it good, that they are good. It just, I don't care how much money you have. You could be the loneliest man on earth, and everybody thinks you have all the friends.
I try to tell cats all the time. Yeah.
A lot of times, those people that people are shocked by are a stronger personality where you wouldn't think
that would be something that would be like, exactly.
Because no one asked those people. You know what I mean? Because and not to make it, listen, some of those, I'm one of those people. Some of those people could be complete assholes to deal with. So I get it. But I'm just saying that made me think of that. Robin Williams always makes me think of mental health. Especially
me too.
For men, man, it just gets ignored. It's stigmatized, I think, in general. I think.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we're telling each other, I mean, as men, I do it with a lot of my buddies. I'm starting to do it with a lot more of them as well that I talk to. Like, I tell all my dudes on them, like, I love you. You know what I mean? Like, I say that shit all the time to my homies. And I don't care. Like, it's not like I feel weird saying or nothing like that. Like, life happens, man. Like, there's a strong possibility one day me or you won't be able to have that conversation anymore. You won't question the fact that I cared about you. Like, I don't feel weird saying it, but I just think, like, you never know when somebody needs to hear that. Right? Like, if you care about somebody, like, just let them know.
Yep.
You know what I think? I think it's weird that you like candy corn still. The question is, do you like candy corn, Jonathan? Yes or no?
The candy corn that they sell now is just the candy corn that everybody returned from years past.
Probably.
That's fucked up.
Absolute garbage. And anybody that likes it has a garbage mouth.
Well, that's Christian.
Woo! That's messed up. I feel personally attacked right now, guys.
All right, so ranch versus blue cheese.
Blue cheese all day long.
Hell yeah. Mature palates. There we go.
Yes, I like
that's what it is. It's
mature palates. That's the guy who puts ketchup on eggs.
Well, that's the next question, because I had a big English breakfast and I put some ketchup on my eggs. and a little bit of horsey sauce, as they call it, in the beans. So
Okay,
Ooh, I like
this
that.
this has a story. My answer to this question. There has to be something on it, a hot sauce, ketchup, or something. Because when I was younger, and bless my mom, she did my meal plan, and I was going to be a bodybuilder. My first business ever, I was a personal trainer, 19, 20, and 21. And I ate 4,000 calories a day, and of those 4,000 calories, 24 eggs. And let's just say eggs get boring very
Fast.
quickly when you're eating that many eggs. So yeah, ketchup, hot sauce, like whatever is in the cabinet is going on those eggs, because now I eat eggs and I'm like, and now I have chickens. So I got to learn all sorts of different ways to make them taste fun and exciting, because I'm going on an egg diet next year.
Nice, dude.
Well,
40%, I think all the nutrients get absorbed from eating an egg or something like that. It's like one of the most nutrient dense things you could possibly eat.
I love
they're
Great for
amazing.
you. Yeah, man.
I love me some pickled eggs. Give me.
I get down with some pickled eggs.
Go
I
right
can
to
get
the
down with
Amish
pickled
market.
eggs.
Get me them pickled eggs. They had Amish in upstate New York, right? Or is it?
Oh, yeah.
Give me
Yeah.
some pickled eggs from the Amish any day, and that's your palate does get mature. I hated beets when I was a kid. I can eat beets out of the jar straight now. I don't know what happened,
I
but
can
I
too.
didn't like it. And like
Dude,
when I was a kid,
pickled eggs are
I throw up
unreal.
when I was a kid. I was like, Dad, I can't. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna die after eat beets. You know what I mean? So, yellow mustard or spicy brown mustard.
So for me, ketchup is spicy, so yellow mustard will do.
All right, well, listen,
Yeah, I'm not a spicy guy.
Would never take that as you.
so Snickers Army mount up.
what was what? So this is what we talked about on the phone.
Snickers vein down or up? In honor of this question, I have a Mars bar here. I'm going vein up.
Well, we're not gonna go into the realm that my head just went, and I'm just gonna say vein up.
Okay.
Normal. He eats it normal.
That's a classic
Same
answer.
thing I say every week when people say that. It's just, he just eats the Snickers bar normal.
No, you say that, but the wonderful Eddie Cologne ate it vein down, and we have a video of it. I'll reveal it to you guys one of these days. Very majestic video. Very majestic if you've seen it.
Copper's gonna save it for SEMA.
I made a T-shirt.
Right.
Get a T-shirt that plays the video.
Yeah. There you go.
He's going to be conflicted because I'm going to have 4 icy teas in my hand while wearing that T-shirt.
He's gonna have to love you because you're bringing ice tea, and you're gonna be disrespecting him with eating the Snickers. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but yeah. Listen, I've had a lot of creative answers, and that one's fine. But like we've had some where we were like, "What just happened?" Someone had a fork; they ate it with a fork. There was a girl we had on. She said, "I eat
Eats it from the back."
I was like, "Oh, okay, ma'am. Thank you very much for coming to play."
So I could have said what I wanted to say, is what I just heard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, listen. There's really not any point at this point. We're an hour and 45 minutes in. You could pretty much say whatever you want at this point, dude. Whoever's still sticking around, they like us, and it don't matter.
No, but that's the singular question. But we do have. Oh, I forgot 2 more, and then we have our last one that we always ask. This one, but there's our favorite rock band. Do you have one?
I mean, yeah, but I don't remember names very well. So like, I like Creed, but I can't say that that's my favorite. I would need to look up songs and go, what's on my playlist.
Arms wide open. All right. I like it.
No, My Own Prison.
My Own Prison. Okay. Yeah. Rock band that you loathe, like one where you're like, oh my god, I can't listen to these guys. It could be Bon Jovi. It could be anybody.
That's what I'd have to hear it. I can't think of a song that starts to play and I go, just no.
Okay.
I don't like screaming.
How about Bop by Hanson?
Oh, Bop is awesome. Did you ever listen to the interview?
No.
Where they were like, "What's an Bop?" And watching these 3 kids go, da 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 da. That's what they told us to sing. They came up with a definition of what an Bop is in that interview. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna make you go look for it. But I
want to go look for that.
Keep in mind, bro. Like, gay. Okay. Okay. So yeah, in my younger years, I was all about the Hanson brothers.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh snap! Well, listen,
I mean,
I was all about the Spice Girls, so I feel you.
I'm over here playing with the fan. Come on, there's a little game.
I loved all the Spice Girls, all of them personally, and it wasn't for the music. So, loyalty or respect? Pick one.
I'd go with loyalty all day long if I had to pick between the two.
Okay, that's a good answer. I mean, some people it's one of those.
Go
ones,
either way, man.
go either way.
I've
Well,
heard people say either way. Loyalty is more intimate, right? Like you're gonna expect like loyalty would be more expected between say like Godfrey and myself, or like like. But it's like if you are just like like respect to me is just as valuable between say our relationship, right? Because like we don't know each other from Harry, we just met each other, whatever. Like obviously I have a respect for you, what you do. I feel like there's a level there. Like I can't. Loyalty doesn't exist between our relationship that we have at this point, right? So like you can't. But respect you can kind of give to everybody. But I like the intimacy of a loyal relationship because I would prefer to have intimate relationships at this point in my life with anybody that I have in my life. Just
disrespect is easy to recover from. I mean, I've been with Andrew for almost 11 years. We have disrespected each other. It's
100%.
Every relationship. And we can get past that. There's a book that John Taffer wrote from Bar Rescue. It's called The Power of Conflict. So disrespect can actually grow the relationship and make it stronger and make it more loyal. But when somebody breaks loyalty and does something against you that you're like, we can't be friends anymore. I can't believe you did that. That hurts for years.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I kind of subscribe to that theory because I've had those types of relationships, and it can, depending on the way it goes, it can bond a stronger relationship.
Disrespect, because there's a learning experience from that. Right? Like for both people. It's like, oh, well, I allowed this to get to this point. Oh, I shouldn't have said what I said. It was hurtful. Like, but you break loyalty with somebody, it's a completely different thing because that's more of an intimate connection. Don't give loyalty to everybody. So if you give it to somebody, it's a pretty valuable asset to have. And if it gets broken, it's pretty hard to repair that.
Yeah, I agree.
Agreed.
I feel like you can. I think anything in life is fixable. People make mistakes. I think that's part of like the human experience. I think sometimes we get a little bit too caught up in our own ego and hey, I don't deserve this. And I truly do believe that they're like things we should forgive each other more than we do.
And I listened to a psychiatrist explain this. Loyalty, like especially when it comes to relationships, when you break that and you cheat or you go do something that like, wow, I can't believe you did that. Your choice is no longer to repair that loyalty. It is to grow a new loyalty because that person that you knew is no longer there and they never will be there because of that broken loyalty.
Yeah.
What were we gonna ask?
So we had a question. We had a lot. Listen, guys, I missed a lot from the chat. Don't get mad at me because I'm doing this remote in London and there's tools I don't have for it. So I patchworked it and it worked out. It's a fucking miracle. I was nervous about it all day. So anyway, don't you think there's a problem with offering too many services? I think that was in conjunction with, offering your services and upselling. Do you think there's too many services you could be offering? The person's asking. Is that a thing?
I actually run numbers for companies. I charge $18.50 to go back as far as 5 years because past COVID is irrelevant at this point. I have had people that I've run numbers for, and they have 32 different options for detailing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, how? So we just go through a quick role play, and I say, okay, now sell me a detail. I'm a customer. I have a 2011 Toyota Camry. And I trap them because they have it listed online. And everything's a different price, so you could buy like the bench seat, the front seat, the passenger seat. You don't have to do the interior. You could do the carpet. So basically like express level detail. It's just like, what? And I trapped him and he got confused. I got frustrated and I ended up hanging up on him as if I were a customer. Mm-hmm. There absolutely is too much, but there's a psychology to this too. Dave Thomas with Wendy's created the triple burger to sell more double burgers. So there is a good, better, best model that can be followed that will sell more of the middle tier if you focus on it. That's going by the wayside the more that the current generation that's young and isn't purchasers grows into becoming purchasers. which is the range of 28 years old to about 65 years old, is our biggest buyers in the detail industry. So that's becoming more of a best down approach. So pitching them one service and then figuring out what they didn't like about that pitch and educating them as you remove things from that package. So it's literally just, I have one package, I'll negotiate the rest by removing value from it. So absolutely, 3 options I think should be the most for any particular service.
I like that you say that, because sometimes there's a term that people don't talk about enough, and it's throwing up on the customer. You can give them, you know, and I've seen that when I've trained salespeople and I've had them there, and they're like, they have all these ideas and like bang, 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 hit them with everything in the book, and I'm like, whoa, slow down. You know what I mean? And when you have too many services, it's going to be cumbersome for the customer. I mean, just think about the different models that you participate in as a consumer where it's been simplified. I worked in the telecom industry for about 8 years, and I will tell you that their plans were fucking stupid how complicated they were. Oh, you have 450 minutes, but your weekend minutes start at 7 o'clock unless you get the
Peak
other
minute, all that stuff.
Your peak minutes and that.
Oh,
And they tried to do that with data, and successfully T-Mobile kind of helped block that by putting out unlimited data, because I knew they were trying to do that. And like, it was like, oh my God, it was so convoluted. It created bad customers. Like, you couldn't honestly sell them a good product because their pricing structure was almost like to trap you into spending more than you wanted to. Right. And then
there's also which brain are you talking to? Because there's a book called Pitch Anything that talks about the 3 brains, the reptilian, the mammalian, and the neocortex. If I'm in the neocortex and the guy calls me, and this is the kind of person that's like, how much SiO2 is in your coating? Okay, we're at a different level altogether. You need to come down to the shop and talk to me. But if you've got that type of person, if you have that type of person, you throw a bunch at them so they get confused, and then they pause and they go, well, hang on a minute, let's stop and let's have a conversation. If you're in the reptilian brain and you confuse somebody, done. They're leaving. And the reptilian brain's the most important, because not only are they done with you, it attaches a neurotoxin to the memory of your company. So every time they tell the story, they tell people they were confused.
With the negative vibe, yeah.
And that's the power of 10, power 3. Somebody has a bad experience, they're going to tell 10 people. Somebody has a good one, they tell 3 people. And it's because of a neurotoxin in the brain. It makes the memory easier to remember. So yeah, sometimes like, if somebody's like, why is it so expensive? Well, okay, you think $3,000 is expensive. I understand that. I could sand your car at 1,500 grit, then 3,000 compound polish, and then jewel it with another pad. That would be $10,000. So I don't think $3,000 is actually that expensive for my skill set. But maybe I'm confused. What were you actually looking for? Oh, no, 3's good. Done. And it's because we were in the mammalian brain and they were going, who's the best at this? And I position myself here as the person that is an expert in my industry, and it makes that $3,000 acceptable. So it does matter, but the core menu should have no more than 3 options.
Yeah. Simplicity, I think, is a wonderful thing. But yeah, that's those the sales. I don't want to call them mind games, but the sales techniques are always interesting. How they're going to happen. You know what I mean? So, but. Interesting. Good stuff. Christian, his internet might have finally just gave up on him, but that's okay. I can handle it. Oh, there he is.
I roll my mic on my mouse like every week, and just somehow magically it just closes the entire thing down, and I'm kicked out of the pod.
Yeah, don't you love when that happens? It's usually when you're doing something important like passport.
I was trying to move the mouse around to take the comment off the screen or the question off the screen, and I overshot the screen and clicked, and boom, all of a sudden I'm booted. Happens almost every week now at this point.
Right.
But Jonathan, dude, it's been a blast, man. Like, I feel like we could talk to you forever, man. I really appreciate you taking time to come on, hang out with us or whatever. You know, I'm thinking about maybe just getting out to do one of your trainings, just come out and hang out in Washington, because I've never been there and I don't slow down, man. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of cool to just come out and check out the experience myself. So,
well, with that said, can I give one last little thing?
Yeah, kick it.
So, unlike anything you've ever seen, let me tell you, we're doing a VIP experience for SEMA.
Great training.
It's going to be the best, I'm telling you. So the VIP experience that we're setting up for SEMA is actually it's the Airbnb that I got married in. It is got a pool. It's got a hot tub. It's got a pool table. It's got 12. It rooms 12. So you come, you stay there. You come the day before training, so Sunday, and then Monday we have guest speakers in the Airbnb. Super intimate, like not this big crowd of people. We're having people like Ivan LaCroix, Grant Menard. You know,
I love
speakers
Grant,
that have.
man.
Grant's amazing. And
That's my dude. He's local
Neil,
to us. He's only probably 15, 20 minutes away from me.
He's out in Pennsylvania. Is that where you are?
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah. Neil Glines, he's been in the industry for 25, 30 years. He's overcome addiction, went to jail, all this. Like he's gonna teach and preach on that. And just a super intimate setting. We're gonna do an escape room. We're gonna do a couple really nice dinners with me. We're gonna do SEMA the first day. I'm gonna be your personal tour guide, and I'm gonna introduce you to everybody in my network that got me to the $1 million. But we're going to go all in the same shirts so that when we walk in a booth, you got to think about this. This is sales for the people that own the booths. They're going to focus on a group of 30 that are the same people opposed to one person that just walked in the booth. So we're going to have buying power to get the answers to the questions that we ask. And we're going to do that for an entire day. And then obviously you've got dinners and nights with me, pool, hot tub, all the fun stuff. So it's just going to be really cool and intimate, and lots of really heavy hitters in the industry that we're doing for SEMA. And we're only doing 10 spots for that.
That'd be dope, dude. I mean, just Ivan and G alone, man. I mean, that's awesome. Ransom, man.
Two heavy hitters. And I don't care about all the drama, the back and forth. Like, there is a value to each and every person that we come in contact with, whether they've done things in their past or whatever. Ivan has never crossed me. Ivan, when I call him and I say, hey, I have a thought. He ran a franchise. He ran multiple locations. He knows business, and he's good at business. That's the questions I ask. I don't ask him detailed questions. I ask him business questions, and he's never steered me wrong.
Nah, he's a goat, man. He's been in the game. He has dedicated his life to helping people grow their business. And
it's part of the reason why I have this beautiful beard. You have to have something. He's got the mustache, right? Everybody knows it.
He's badass, man.
You gotta. This beard is my success. 2018, started growing it. Boom, we hit 500,000.
I got beard envy, man. Mark my words. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get off the call tonight. I'm gonna be in the mirror, like I gotta start straightening my shit. Like I don't understand. Jonathan's beard looks so much better than mine.
Wait till you see my friend David Haskins. If you ever look him up, he's got it's probably like
ZZ Top style.
Every time he comes on any of our Zooms, I'm like, David and the beautiful beard. What's up, brother?
Yeah.
Nice.
Love that. Well, brother, it's been a blast, man. Thank you very much for hanging with us. I know we kept you a little bit longer than we planned, but that's what happens with us, especially when we have a good guest. So
I'm here to help, and it was an absolute blast.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Guy, you got anything else for the people?
Nah, man. Listen, stop calling me during the podcast. Other than that, thanks for listening.
All right, everybody. Stay fresh till we catch you next week, y'all. Peace.